It's Friday, everyone. What do we do on Fridays here at the Hint Hive? That's right, we smash the patriarchy. Hello, my fellow queens. Welcome back to another episode of the Hint Hive, Amplifying Women's Voices, where we dig into the tools, wisdom, and badassery that makes us unstoppable. I'm your host, Kelly Hint, Queen Bee of this hive, your feminist life coach, psychotherapist, and yes, certified professional aromatherapist. Today, we are diving into the world of aromatherapy, nature's gift to our minds, bodies, and spirits. Now, aromatherapy isn't just about nice smelling candles or spa days. It's about harnessing the therapeutic power of plants to boost your well-being and reclaim your peace of mind. From easing anxiety to promoting better sleep, the mental health benefits of this practice are truly life-changing. We're taking science, soul, and actionable steps to weave this ancient practice into your life. So grab your favorite herbal tea, light that lavender candle, and let's vibe. All right, before we jump into the joy of aromatherapy, I've got a few things to address first. So, if you have followed the show, you know that I normally don't sound like this. So I'm a little bit sick, and I was thinking about not doing an episode today, but I have used up all of my reserves, and I needed to record today. And so if you're listening to this podcast for the first time, I apologize. I'm usually a little bit more together, and I usually don't sound like I do right now. Maybe a little bit, but not as bad. So because of being sick again, because apparently I'm going to be sick every month of winter, during this season, I got COVID after Thanksgiving that bled into December, and now it's January, and my husband brought me the beautiful gift of a cold. I diagnosed as the man flu, and now I have a cold. So, apologies for that. See, oh, there we go. The voice is getting all scratchy again. So sorry. And the other thing that I wanted to say, I don't know how long this episode is going to end up being. We'll see how long my voice lasts. The other thing I wanted to say is I understand if you are listening to this in current times, and this is not, looking back on this or listening back on this episode like 5 years after it's recorded. I know that today, let's see. So this episode will be released the first Friday in February. So, as of right now, February 2025, I understand that the world is crazy right now. I understand that a lot of the people who listen to this podcast are probably hurting and suffering because society is just not fantastic right now. There's a lot of distress over the election in the United States, and our new administration is in full swing. Today, the actual day that I'm recording this is January 31st, 2025, and we have had our new, again, president for a little over a week, so 11 days. And I acknowledge that it's been a little bit of a nutsy 11 days. There's all kinds of things that have happened, and I promise you, and I understand that, and this is probably going to piss some people off, but I understand that there is distress coming from all angles. People who align themselves more with the left, as well as people who align themselves more with the right, are experiencing challenges. And my heart goes out to everyone who is struggling. But having said that, I don't want to talk about it on this podcast right now, today. I'm not ignoring what's going on, but instead, I am still taking the time to continue to educate myself on what's happening here in the United States. And I'm trying to process my own feelings. And also, I want to provide a distraction from politics. I know that this is a podcast that focuses on empowering women and women's rights. And yes, that is political. I don't effing know why it has to be political. But before I turn into the angry feminist, I'll dial that down a bit. Because I believe that women's rights are human rights. And so I don't think it should be a political issue, but somehow it is. Why? Oh, because we live in a patriarchal society, but more on that on other episodes. But if you are experiencing any of the same emotions that I have been, you're just kind of burnout and exhausted. I have totally withdrawn from social media. I'm not posting videos anymore. I got pissed off because on TikTok, which is a platform that I have pretty much a hate relationship with already, because I hate posting videos and I hate some of the comments that I get from the trolls. But we had the whole TikTok ban, and then there was, these little pop-up notifications on TikTok that, President Butthole saved the day. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to get political. I shouldn't be calling names. That's the kind of stuff that falls out of my mouth sometimes. So apologies if I offended anyone, even though I don't get apologies when people offend me, but whatever. Anyway, I got frustrated with TikTok for the obvious rhetoric. And so I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of the negativity. So I know that talking about aromatherapy is probably this weird, what the hell is she doing? We're in the midst of chaos and she's not even going to address it. Well, this is, it's a boundary setting moment for me. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm not going to, because I'm immersed in it all day long. As some of you may imagine, the people that I work with in my therapy business are not in great places because of some of the changes that have happened in the last 11 days. And so I talk about it all day. So this is just my time to get away from it for a little bit. I'll probably circle back around when I'm feeling a little bit more up to the task, but I've had so much hate tossed my way that I just don't want to deal with it right now. So, and also, apparently the beginning of this episode is going to be me bitching nonstop. So sorry, not sorry. It's life. So I have been waiting to record this episode all morning and into the afternoon. And there has been so much noise in my house. Every time I get ready, something happens and my dog started barking, and then there was this giant flock of geese that was loudly squawking over my house, and it was picked up on the microphone, and so I had to stop recording. And I'm like, this is so surreal. Is the universe out to get me or something? I just want to record a damn podcast. And I mean, the nerve of the universe, because here I am advocating for the respect of Mother Earth and the utilization of her natural resources. And she's doing me dirty like this? Come on, lady, give me a break. All right, so I guess that's the perfect segue into Aromatherapy 101, the basics. All right, so let's start with what aromatherapy is. At its very core, aromatherapy is the use of essential oils, which are extracted from plants to promote health and well-being. And these oils capture the essence of plants, their scent, their unique properties, and their healing potential. And they're very, very powerful, incredibly powerful, super, super concentrated essence of the plant. And essential oils aren't some new trend. This practice actually dates back thousands of years to ancient Egypt, China, and India, where people used oils for healing, rituals, and self-care. And modern science backs it up. Studies show that certain oils can reduce anxiety, improve focus, and even ease physical pain. And not only do I know this because I went back to school to become certified in aromatherapy, I had to take chemistry, I had to take anatomy and physiology, among other things. In addition to that, I create products and use them myself. And I'm telling you, I have this one recipe that I use that totally takes away my physical pain. And it's all plant-based. It is amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. So I know what I'm talking about, both from an educational standpoint and a personal use standpoint. So why does nature matter? Well, here's the thing. Plants are powerful. They produce these aromatic compounds to protect themselves from pests, but also to attract pollinators and even to heal their own wounds. And then when we use essential oils, we are actually borrowing that plant magic. Nature gives us so much more than we realize. And it's not just about oils. It's about recognizing that our connection to the earth is part of our healing. When was the last time that you walked barefoot on the grass? If you live anywhere near New York State, it's probably been a bit. Or just took a deep breath surrounded by trees. That is nature working its magic too. Because I'm telling you, this is where aromatherapy and science and mental health, all of it comes into this beautiful little nugget here. When you stick your toes in the sand on a beach, or when you are walking barefoot in the grass, you are literally grounded to the earth. You are exchanging energy with the earth. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite methods of coping, is to be in nature. And so it was just kind of a natural progression for me to explore the world of aromatherapy. So why don't I talk about that? Oh, hey, my dogs are barking again, and I'm not going to edit that out. I'm just going to pause for a bit so we can have a better experience. All right, so let's get back to where I left off. I'll get personal for a minute. So when I started my healthier living journey, I was feeling so overwhelmed and stressed and, let's be honest, burned out, like so many of us are, right? I'd like to actually meet someone who isn't burnt out lately. I had been relying on caffeine and quick fixes to try and power through my day. Sound familiar? I had also been diagnosed with lupus and decided that I needed to ditch the synthetic products and start working on living a more natural and holistic lifestyle. And that's when I found aromatherapy. I started small. diffusing lavender oil before bed instead of swallowing some NyQuil or like whatever. It in that alone, diffusing lavender oil, it was a game changer. And then came peppermint oil to kickstart my mornings. And oh my gosh, eucalyptus in my shower for that spa vibe. Over time, I swapped out synthetic air fresheners for natural blends that I made myself. And then I started making my own candles with healthier, more natural ingredients, organic ingredients, depending on, because there's a lot that goes into candle making. I won't go into all that right now. But regardless, not only did my space smell better, but I felt better. Because one of the things that can be a trigger for me with my lupus is a lot of fake stuff, whether it's food, fragrance, products that I put on my skin. So I make it all myself now. I make my own lotions. I, at one point, was even making my own shampoo, but I found a great line called Inner Sense that I use now, and it's made with all good stuff. So it saves me time so that I can record a podcast instead of making everything on my own. So how can you embark on a healthier journey? How can you start to replace all of that synthetic garbage that causes cancer and makes us really sick? The first, I know this is hard because I know some of this stuff smells really good. But I will tell you, here's another fun fact. When you get rid of all of the synthetic garbage and you and you walk into Yankee Candle after having detoxed yourself from all that garbage for so long, you may get an instant headache. I have a really hard time now with anything synthetic. So the first step that you can take, and I know how hard it is because, again, I know it smells good now, but it won't once you get rid of this. Once you ditch those synthetic fragrances, I don't know what happens. Somebody, like, if you're a scientist and you're listening to this, please let me know why. Why does a Yankee Candle stink to me now instead of smell delicious? It's probably because my brain is more in tune with nature now instead of fakeness. And the thing is, most synthetic fragrances are full of chemicals that can mess with your hormones and irritate your skin. So try slowly, if you can, to replace them with essential oil-based alternatives. Try adding a few drops of your favorite oil to a spray bottle with water for a natural room spray. But if you do that, I'm going to caution you, make sure you don't get it on your skin. Because diluting essential oils is imperative. And I don't know if I say this anywhere else in the episode, but I'm going to tell you, don't be doing crazy stuff without consulting an aromatherapist or a doctor. So one of the things that I do is I do aromatherapy consultations. It's not anything I advertise or anything like that anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm taking down my aromatherapy business website. I'm going to keep my socials on it because I'm going to use it for something else, and I'll talk more about that in future episodes. But I don't want to sell anything online anymore. That's not my gig. But I would conduct a full intake, almost like a medical intake, when I was working with a new aromatherapy client, because I needed to know what medications they were on. I needed to know what physical health conditions they had, what mental health conditions they had, because some essential oils will be very harmful. If you are on blood thinners, you need to be careful which essential oils you're using. And some people put essential oils directly on their skin. Please do not do that. You need to dilute it, and it needs to be at an appropriate dilution rate. So please, like, before you put stuff on your skin, absolutely consult an aromatherapist. So if you are doing, a couple drops of essential oil in a spray bottle with water, what I do is I usually put it has to be 150 proof or higher alcohol into, I'll put, let's say, okay, let me give you a quick recipe. Okay, I wasn't really planning on doing this, but I want to give you an example of a healthy room spray. Okay, so this is a room spray that I make and I sell, and I'm not going to give you the exact combo of essential oils because that's proprietary, ladies and gentlemen. But I will give you the appropriate ratios. So I take a half ounce of vodka, or actually I use Everclear because it is very strong, and that the essential oils need to be diluted, and they can't be oils in water don't mix, right? So you need something that it will bind to. And with an alcohol that's 150 proof or higher, the essential oils will bind to the alcohol and make it, oh my gosh, the word is not coming to me. It'll spray better, okay? So half ounce of vodka, or like I said, Everclear, 1.5 ounces of distilled water. And then into that, I put 20 drops of any essential oil that I want to smell, right? And so that's it. That's a simple room spray. It smells delicious based on the essential oils you use. If you want to wake up a little bit, eucalyptus and peppermint is great. If you want it to be more of a soothing room spray, use some lavender. It's fantastic. But the actual procedure for it, this is what I recommend. If you're going to make yourself a room spray, you take that half ounce of alcohol, you put the 20 drops of essential oil into that, and you let it sit for an hour. That way it gives it a good time to bind together. And then you put the distilled water in there, and you use distilled so that, if you're not going to use it all, at that time, it won't get icky and gunky. All right. So like I said, I was not planning on sharing recipes, but there you have it. So that is, instead of grabbing that Febreze that's going to kill your birds and your lungs, you can make your own, and it works fantastic. I actually, that no poo spray that's meant to be, so you spray this stuff in your toilet bowl before you poop, and then you go to the bathroom, and it keeps the smell trapped under the oils. I made my own. I can't tell you what I called it because it's not inappropriate, or it's not appropriate. I would have to flag this episode as explicit if I used the word. But anyway, because I have a sick sense of humor. Okay, so apparently this episode is going to be way longer than what I thought. Yay. All right, so the next step, let's move on. I'm so sorry. This is what happens when I get sick. I get very scattered. So the next step you can take for a cleaner, healthier living is start with a diffuser. If you're new to aromatherapy, a diffuser is your best friend. You just add 3 to 5 drops of essential oil to water in the diffuser, and you've got an instant mood boost. So for relaxation, do lavender or chamomile. For energy, try citrus oils like orange or lemon. And it smells so good. I promise you, it's amazing. Whenever I have my diffusers going, everyone walks into my house and they're like, oh my gosh, and I have 2 dogs. The next, you can do some DIY skincare. mix some essential oils with a carrier oil like jojoba or sweet almond oil for a personalized moisturizer. Tea tree oil is great for blemishes, while rose oil hydrates and soothes. And so if you're going to do anything that goes on your face, like if you have an unscented lotion, just put like 1 drop in it, because like you have to be really careful with stuff like that. Or again, consult an aromatherapist. And the next fun thing that you can do is upgrade your cleaning routine. So adding a few drops of lemon or eucalyptus oil to your cleaning products is fantastic. They're antibacterial, antiviral, and smell amazing. So if you try to clean naturally with like vinegar, and like some people use like a vinegar water combo, you can put some lemon or eucalyptus oil in that. So adding it to your already natural stuff is pretty awesome. And then you can bring aromatherapy to your shower. So you can hang a bundle of fresh eucalyptus under your shower head, or you can even add a couple of drops of essential oil to the wall of your shower before you turn on the hot water. Or what I've done a couple times is like, I'll just sprinkle a couple drops on like a washcloth that I'm not using on my body, and I'll just kind of like toss it on the floor of the shower, and then the steam, like I said, it's like a spa day. It's amazing. Now, I'm going to warn you, if you start getting into aromatherapy, it is not just a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. So here are some ways that you can keep it sustainable. So daily rituals like using lavender oil during your nightly wind down, or energizing oils in the morning, that's pretty awesome. Doing some mindfulness practice. You can pair your oils with meditation or yoga. You can focus on your breath and the scent to ground yourself. And then there's some cool seasonal adjustments that you can do. So in the winter, going for warming oils like cinnamon and clove. Don't put those on your skin though. Those are like, again, this is, the therapist in me that always feels the need to give people warnings. Be careful with this stuff. Like really consult experts on this, because some of the garbage out there online is pretty scary. In the summer, keeping it light and fresh with like mint or citrus is fantastic. And then I always recommend to use eco-friendly choices. So supporting brands that are sustainable in their farming practices is really important. Your oils should come from ethically sourced plants. And let's talk about how aromatherapy can support your mental health. So here are some fun ways. I say fun, but when you're struggling with mental health stuff, it's not always fun. So for stress relief, lavender, chamomile, and bergamot are your go-to oils. Diffuse them, add a few drops with a carrier oil. And I keep saying carrier oil. It's a way to diffuse the oils or dilute the oil so it doesn't come in contact with your skin directly. So you can put like, even olive oil can be a carrier oil. So take a tablespoon of olive oil and put like 2 drops of your essential oil of choice into it and mix it into a warm bath. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Or you can, lavender is a really safe essential oil. I will say that. So, if you put a couple of drops of lavender into your lotion and apply it to your wrists or temples, that can actually help lower cortisol levels and promote relaxation. And then for anxiety, ylang ylang and frankincense have grounding properties. So even if you just open a bottle and sniff it, it can help you to ground and feel calm. You can create a calming ritual by diffusing these oils while practicing deep breathing. Combine this with journaling or a moment of mindfulness, and you will start to notice the benefits of these amazing oils in combination with your other fantastic coping skills. And then for depression, I mean, hello, we're in the dead of winter here in my parts, so depression is on the rise. So citrus oils like orange, grapefruit, oh my gosh, I can't speak. I'm so sorry. It's the sickness. Orange, grapefruit, and lemon are great mood boosters. So if you start your day with any of these in your shower or a diffuser, it can actually help increase serotonin levels and add a little sunshine to your routine, which is much needed, again, in these parts in the winter. And for better sleep, if you're struggling with insomnia or racing thoughts, combine lavender and cedarwood in a diffuser by your bed, or use a pillow spray. These oils are known for calming the mind and promoting deeper sleep. I have sprayed a pillow spray with lavender on my pillow so many times, and it's just wonderful. And then for focus and clarity, when your mind feels foggy, turn to rosemary and peppermint. Diffuse these while you're working or add a drop to a tissue and inhale deeply. And it's like an instant pick-me-up. Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So, I obviously tried to speed the last part up because I talked so much. Apologies that this episode went very long, but let's move on to our quote of the week. Shakespeare said, "The earth has music for those who listen." Oh, Mr. Shakespeare, you were so right. Let's take this as a reminder to tune into nature's wisdom and let it guide us towards healing and empowerment. All right, Hive, it's time to take action. Start small. Pick one oil, one ritual, and see how it transforms your day. Share your favorite blends and rituals in our Facebook group. I would love to hear what's working for you. Or come over to the Facebook group to ask questions. I'll be there. I will answer your questions. And I want to thank you for putting up with this train wreck of an episode, because I understand that I'm not at my best, but I wanted to get this information out to you because, believe it or not, essential oils really can be incredibly powerful and really be an amazing part of your toolkit. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew. Let's spread the word about how badass and beautiful, clean, healthy living can be. And again, thank you so much for putting up with my scratchy voice and stuffy nose. I truly appreciate you hanging in till the end. So until next week, keep shining and keep amplifying your voice. This podcast is powered by Kelly Hint Empowerment Coaching, as well as Kelly M. Hint LMHC and The Cranky Counselor. To find out more about coaching services, head over to CoachKellyHint.com. If you'd like to know more about the psychotherapy services I offer to individuals within the state of New York, you can check out KellyMHint.com. And if you'd like to learn more about aromatherapy, you can check out TheCrankyCounselor.com.